In the same room, I posed the same questions to Democratic leaders, House Minority Leader Charlene Fernandez and Senate Minority Leader David Bradley, beginning with their biggest focus this session.
For us, a big issue is no more tax cuts. You can't, as I said, you can't be digging, you're in a hole, stop digging at a minimum. And if tax cuts are brought forward as a big proposal in this budget, we're not going to be on the budget. We are not, because it's that important as the infrastructure of the state in many aspects, whether we're talking about corrections or health services or the Department of Water or any one of them that you can pick, it's been hollowed out, and there's tremendous need in the state. It's an illusion that everything's hunky-dory, and if we're going to keep cutting, then it's going to be hard to discuss other things.
I tell people this all the time. The mantra is, please fund public education, and this comes from people that have kids in school, grandmas that have, no longer have a commitment to put anyone through school. They care about public education. Our future depends on how well our kids are doing today.
How much do partisan politics get in the way of action?
I've been around such a long time. I was just talking to someone the other day. I came up the ranks, being a precinct committeeman, organizing my neighborhood, all the way to vice chair of the Arizona Democratic Party. And also, I worked for a congressman. There was a time that we worked closely with the other side because it was to the benefit of every Arizonan. And unfortunately, we don't see that today. So I have to say, and it makes me sad to say, that partisan politics is alive here in Arizona.
Would you agree, David?
Yeah, unfortunately, when I first got to the legislature, the majority leader was a Republican of the House, when I was in the House, said that no Democratic bill would be heard, period, in any committee for any reason. So it's been a little bit better over the years at times as a function of that. I think the pressure in the House, 3129, has got, some of their folks have got their attention. I think they are concerned about this next election, and a lot of resources are going to come in on both sides. But unfortunately, we don't step back. That's why I was only being moderately facetious when I said, go read Fred Rogers' book. Listen to each other, be kind as a base. And unfortunately, especially towards the end of session last year, that did not happen.
What could stall budget negotiations this session?
Well, I think Mr. Bradley said it. With 31 in the House, he can tell you what's going on in the Senate, but 31 in the House, and I'll be, a little snarky here, but the funny part is if someone has to go home and walk their dog or let their dog out, we shut down business. That's all there is to it. If their 31 members are not in their seats, we close out for the day. Case in point, we were there for 135 days, one of the longest in the history of the state. And that's on the backs of our taxpayers because they have to pay us while we're there.
What do you think is the headline out of this session?
I think the goal is to try to get out of here quickly. Like I said, that's a big concern of theirs for the reasons that we just brought up, that this coming election may be transformative for the state. I hope that at a minimum, as I started at the beginning, that we get out of this session with no tax cuts. That would be a win as far as I am concerned.
Absolutely, I would like to see that, definitely.
Okay, Ms. Fernandez, Mr. Bradley, thank you.
Thank you so much for allowing us this time.
Yeah, thank you.